Hey there, my name is RyanNicole. I'm an artist, actress, activist, and athlete, and this is my story.
A lot of my friends, they're into the guy thing right now, and into drugs or whatever. And because I'm busy, I don't have time, to be around that.
I am a woman from Oakland, California, East Oakland, California to be specific. My mother's from Berkeley, my father's from Sacramento, and my roots are here. My whole history is really in this city. And I know my parents were raised elsewhere, but their values are firmly embedded in the town. I was born and raised here. I feel strongly beholden to this soil, loyal to my soil. I went to school in Arizona and San Diego, respectively, and I knew that there was no other place I wanted to be after I graduated college. I came back here because actually at the time that I was graduating college, our murder rate was 126, I think. And I always felt when I was growing up that we lacked a certain portion or a certain segment of the population for young black folks to look up to, and young brown folks too, and probably other people. But as a young black woman, I knew that I really wanted to see young people who graduated from college existing in my city and existing successfully. And so I felt like it was time for me to come back. The activist part of me wanted to apply my skills and my story and just my testimony to help support other young people who wanted to see their way within and outside of the city and see their way successfully throughout the city. I have committed my entire life and career to my community. Again, I came back here with the intent to focus on my community. In fact, I was raised as an activist at the East Oakland Youth Development Center, where their motto was a part of the solution. And so I figured if I came back here that whatever I did in my career, it would be focused towards building towards solutions in my community, in Oakland specifically, for young black people, more pointedly. And so I started my career in nonprofit management. I served my community for over 10 years in nonprofit management, for 7 of those years as a program manager and executive director of an organization called Youth Movement Records. While I was doing that, I was moonlighting as an artist. It was a good opportunity for me to, it was a good outlet. It was a good space for me to decompress. My work in the nonprofit arena was focused in the music and entertainment industry. And so while I was helping to run the business and fund the business and support young people who were looking for inroads into the entertainment industry, I too was learning what it was to be in the entertainment industry. And I was learning that what motivated young people at the time, and probably now too, was not necessarily seeing young professionals in the normal aesthetic, but seeing successful folks come out of communities that they recognize, and hearing and seeing themselves reflected in the media that they were consuming. And so while we were in the process of critically assessing the media that we were consuming, it occurred to me that it was time for us to also give more media and become a counter punch to what we were receiving in the popular media. So I felt like you can't just talk about it, you got to be about it. So I started writing. I was doing spoken word, and I started writing rhymes. Also encouraged by a couple of my MC homies who were like, your spoken word sounds like rap. You really should just carry it over a beat. And so with that nudging and with the compelling force of the community need, I started writing rhymes. I started, putting myself on stages that were more focused towards hip hop, finding myself in ciphers that were predominantly men and dominated by men's voices and the male-oriented culture, and finding that just by my mere existence, that I was a counter-narrative to what was propagated in popular media. And the more attuned to the culture and the more attuned to kind of my political voice I became, the more that my rhymes were more pointed towards, the goals that I had in community. Going back to when I was younger, I wanted my first hustle to be anything. I remember this first book I had, and it was called Start Your Own Business with $5. And I begged my parents to allow me to do that, and they weren't having it. For whatever reason, they just weren't allowing me to gain my own money. And so I actually expended a lot of my energy in school and in sports. And so I'd say my first hustle was track and field. I realized very quickly that I could get a scholarship by way of track and field. I could save everybody money. I could save everybody time if I put forth sweat equity. And that's what I did. For a year, I worked really hard in track and field. I became quite successful in high school track and field and obtained some scholarships and went off to school. And that hustle, the work ethic that you learn in sports is what has carried me throughout my career and over the years, 15, 20 years now. That ethic that I learned in that first hustle still sticks. Yeah, I'd tell my 21-year-old self to save my scholarship money and not buy CDs and leather pants and Guess outfits. I'd tell my 21-year-old self to strike it out now. You have ideas, go for it now. Don't wait. You don't have to be validated by anybody else. You've got the ideas, they exist, do them. I waited 10 years before I went out on my own. And I wish I would have done it when I was younger and more vibrant. But I do love the wisdom that I've acquired in those 10 years. So, yeah, I'd tell her to go. I'd kick her in the pants. I feel so underutilized when I don't have a million things happening. And I want to find a better balance with that, though. I want to figure how to enjoy the times when there is one thing or not a million things happening at once. This is Onyx. Say hi to the camera.
Hi.
What's your name?
Onyx.
What's your whole name?
Onyx Aurelius Michael Austin.
And how old are you?
3.
3 years old. Onyx Aurelius Michael Austin.
And what do we fight?
Oh, what do we fight?
Black Power.
Black Power, that's right.
And my whole name is Michael Lamar Austin, husband of RyanNicole Austin.
That's
and
right.
Father of Onyx Aurelius Michael Austin.
Yeah, it's my crew. So my handles, Twitter, Instagram are the same. It's at Miss RyanNicole, MsRyanNicole, MS, because I had the handle before I had the wedding ring. And to keep it consistent, I actually kept the website the same. So it's MissRyanNicole.com, MsRyanNicole. And yeah, if you Google RyanNicole, one word, or even 2 words, I'll pop up. You'll see the girl with the big eyes and the big forehead on your screen. What do I have upcoming? The TEDx should be out soon, and if it's not, it'll be out and it'll be up on my website if it's not on the TEDx site where you can find it. I will be, in December, I'll be putting up a short work of a play that I'm developing with a woman named Deidre White, brilliant spoken word artist. That'll be happening at the Yerba Buena Center for the Arts on, I think, the week of December 11th. So that's kind of what I'm chugging towards right now. I do have some spot dates in between in November, but you guys won't get to see that because I'll see you on November 30th.
UNITY, that's a unity. UNITY, love a black man from infinity to infinity. Here we go. UNITY. a black woman from